Hey Dad, I'm making you this video because sometimes it's easier for me to collect my thoughts and share my heart with you. My prayer is that you are able to decipher, my heart and of course the words that come out of my mouth. I called you yesterday. And then I apologize today. I was asleep when you called. Um, during this season, I've had so many opportunities to be offended with just about any and everybody, and I've resisted those feelings, you know, um, because I know who I am. I know what I possess. Over the years, I've not really shared my heart in detail concerning our marriage because we always had people who were examples, people who we could talk to, but it was so much easier to fix because both of us were in a position where we wanted to just get things right, in this season that we're in. And I just believe everything's already all right. But when I called you yesterday, again, the marriage was in crisis. She was here. I wanted to call and put you on speakerphone so that you could, minister to the both of us. Clearly, that is not what she wants. Uh, uh, my brother paid me a visit yesterday, and he came over and he asked me how my relationship with Lillian was, and I was like, everything's already all right. We're pursuing God, and hey, he said, man, just cut the crap. Tell me how your relationship is with their wife. And I said, personally, I don't think it's any of your business because I'm pretty sure you don't pick up the phone when you and your wife are having, challenges. You don't pick up the phone and call me and say, hey, I'm having a challenge. Can you? So, no, I don't think you've earned that place. You know, in my life, it's unfortunate, that of course we're brothers. So anyway, so he says to me, you need to stop and you need to open your eyes because your marriage, and he stopped. And then he said to me, it wouldn't surprise me if next week your wife filed divorce papers on you. It wouldn't surprise me. So and I said, excuse me? Like, what do you, excuse me? So he said they met up at the gym yesterday. And, she said to him, could he begin to start spending time with me? Um, you know, uh, he's depressed. He's this, he's that. I just couldn't. Man. So while you guys were over here, and Lillian was supposed to, be at, well, she was at the gym, but she was also having conversation with Lavelle to kind of let him know, that, hey, there's something mentally wrong with him and different things. Now, I went up for prayer concerning my memory, but for me, that is it. This uh, this whole notion for this bipolar foolishness, and that's exactly what it is. I so he told me that if I were you, I would not share with your wife that that we talked about this or whatever. But he was still here when Lillian came home, so after he left, and I told him, well, before that, I told him, I said, there's some challenges, but hey, there's light, you know. So then he began to share with me things, that I personally was already doing, praying in the Holy Ghost and taking authority and speaking life and kind of framing what I would like my future to be, So I kind of stopped it there. So when Lillian came home, I said to her, of course, Lavelle was here. And then she said, what did he say to you? And I said, what did you tell him? And as soon as I said that, of course, she went back into the mode of, negative emotions or expecting that the conversation was just going to go to 0 to 100 and that, this is mental, you're mentally straining me, and I'm done. I'm through. So I said, Lillian, okay, if you're through, then why don't you do something about it? Because I'm tired of being threatened. I'm tired of you making yourself look good in front of other people. So then when I tell my men of God what is really going on, you want to snap out at me instead of getting help, So I was like, I'm not going to walk in fear when it comes to you anymore. You are not going to threaten me, and you're not going to threaten my family. So then she just snaps out again, and I just say, you know what? I'm not listening to this, because we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. So I know this thing has been dripping for all this time. So then I asked her the question, okay, let's stop. When did you leave me? When? Did you leave me 5 years ago? Was it last year when you left me? Because clearly she has already left me in her mind, and she's looking for an excuse to validate, to make her feel good after leaving me. So right now, and then today, anniversary to Antoinette, going to be with the Lord. But more important than that, today, Marcia's birthday. So she picks Marcia up. Okay. I already told Marcia and her yesterday, before this big argument, that I wanted to spend some time with her. And I even we were going back and forth, text messenger. Whatever you want to do, I'll let you do. Wherever you want to go, But when Kayla turned 13, I bought her a diamond ring, a promise ring, a promise that she would wait until she was married before giving herself to someone else. So I had planned on her birthday, her 13th, to take her, surprise her, and buy her the ring, a promise ring. So 5 o'clock comes, 6 o'clock. So instead of me getting overwhelmingly upset, I said, wait a minute, Lillian worked all day today, and I'm pretty sure she just wants to spend some time with her, But when 6 o'clock came, I said, okay. Now it's 7 o'clock. Clearly, she knows I'm able, because the girls go to sleep at 9. So then, 8:30, she calls me and to ask me that I want some food. So then, after that, I realized that Marcia was in the house for almost an hour. I couldn't believe. I just couldn't believe. So I FaceTimed. I said, sweetie, I didn't know you were here in the house. Oh, yeah. You know, how come you didn't come down? I would have, I had all my birthday kisses and hugs for you. I don't know. I said, okay, it's fine, sweetie. We'll do something this weekend. She said, okay. But I was hurt, extremely hurt. Kayla comes home from her practice. She doesn't even come down here to say anything to me. So when stuff like that happens, what am I supposed to believe? Am I supposed to believe that, they just forgot or whatever? Or am I supposed to believe that this woman is saying stuff to them, Because I keep telling, it's not about sides. I could care less about sides. So when I reached out to you because I was in crisis. I'm no longer in crisis. No, I'm not. I'm no longer in crisis. And right now, based upon what is happening, I have been fighting. And I know, be not weary in well-doing, something, if you walk, you won't faint, or whatever that scripture is. But the part about be not weary in well-doing, and then you ask yourself, how long I've been fighting now since October of last year. Now we're in April of this year. And then my wife tells me, I said, are you willing to just fight for them? No, I'm not. I'm taking the children and I'm leaving. And then yesterday she tells me, you can have the children. You'll keep the children. So then she began to just be so sarcastic to me, because she wants the same response. She wants me to get upset. She wants me, to say stuff to her that she clearly, that girl can remember stuff that I said to her like almost 10 years ago. And she always brings it up. That means she hasn't forgiven me. I don't bring up all this, you know what? I called you yesterday. I was surprised at the position. I really was, because I really felt. The only reason I told you about Darius and Alma is because I wanted you to understand what they put on us, what the crisis, the situation, and this man coming over to me crying his eyes out because he really believed that his wife had already left him, emptied their bank accounts, and having to take their children for 4 days while they worked out whatever they worked out. And they weren't even talking. And then, boom, they came back together, and it acted like it never happened. Well, it still affected us after that. So I didn't expect you guys to take the same position. I apologize. I really felt like you would come from an objective place, to minister to the both of us. Now, I've done what you've said, but my wife is continuing to violate. Because I asked her, sweetie, don't tell people, if and then I realized she's not. Well, she told Tiana, and now she told my brother. But she's not going to tell her, right? Because she tries to make herself look good. She tries to make herself look like she's not to blame. She puts a smile on. How are you doing? I'm fine. I'm doing good. Whatever. So, you guys are